Welcome dear learners, I am Mr. Abhijit. Welcome to my channel Chemistry Learners. In this lecture, we are going to learn inductive effect. So before this, there are different effects operating in organic molecules. So that decides the reactivity of molecules and their properties also. So that is actually deciding the acidic nature, then stability, basicity and reactivity among the molecules. So these are the different aspects that can be covered in this lecture. So what is inductive effect? If you consider the inductive effect, so this is the polarity induced in one bond due to polarity present in another bond or in adjacent bond. So that can be seen with this effect, that is, if you consider two methyl groups and they are joined together, the bond between them is non-polar. So again, for this inductive effect you require the polar bond. So polar bond is nothing but the bond between two different atoms which are having different electronegativity. So here I have considered the chlorine and methyl group. If you join these two elements, then what happens? Here it becomes the polar in nature. So we have seen non-polar bond also and polar bond also. But here, if you consider the effect, so what is this effect? It is inductive effect. So this can be explained with this help of this example, that is methyl group when joined with this CH2Cl. Okay. Now, if you consider the bonding between this and it becomes the ethyl chloride, this is CH3CH2Cl. Now the bonds are different. Here this bond is between the carbon and chlorine and the bond here between the carbon and carbon. So in previous example we have seen the bond between carbon and chlorine, that is polar in nature, and the carbon and carbon that becomes non-polar in nature. But here what happens? This bond is polar and this becomes polar due to the polarity in between these two bonds. So previously what we have seen, that is the carbon-carbon bond is non-polar in nature. Here this bond becomes polar in nature due to the polarity present in the adjacent bond. So this is the definition. So how the polarity is induced in one bond, in this bond polarity is induced or polarity is generated. So because of the polarity present in the adjacent bond or in the another bond. So here the clear definition is there, that the polarity induced in one bond due to polarity present in another bond is called as inductive effect. So let us see this example. So if you see this, this is nothing but the tug of war. So with the help of this, you consider the X element. This is electronegative in nature. The bond between this and the bond between this carbon and another carbon atom. So if you consider this X is electronegative in nature, so the bond between this X and CH2 is polar in nature, but due to this what happens? The polarity is generated or induced in these two carbon atoms, because this electronegative atom pulls the electrons towards itself. Again this effect is observed in the next bond, again this effect is observed in the next bond up to this certain limit. Okay, so this can be explained with the help of this tug of war. Okay, so this is the inductive effect. So this electronegative atom is pulling electrons towards itself from this bond, and what happens? Here this carbon atom is also get electron deficient, so it attracts the electron from the adjacent carbon atom, and hence that effect is increases here up to the certain limit. Okay, so this is nothing but the inductive effect. So what are the properties of this inductive effect? So first one, that is, it is always present in polar sigma bond. Then it is permanently present in molecule. If you consider any molecule like polar molecule like methyl chloride, ethyl chloride, methyl alcohol or ethyl alcohol, then bromides are there, then amines are there. Okay? So this effect is permanently present in the molecule. Then as length of chain increases, as I have said you in the previous slide, that as the length of this chain is increases, then inductive effect is decreases. So how? Because this is not a long chain effect, so it is short chain effect, short term effect. So this can be observed up to the certain limit. This can be explained with the help of this very apt example of this image. If you see this GIF image here, so what happens here, if you consider this first molecule chlorine, so this chlorine is more electronegative. This attracts the electron from this first carbon atom, then this carbon atom attracts the electron from second, then this from further carbon atom, and this from again the next carbon atom. But if you observe this effect, what happens? This is more towards this CH2 and Cl, but it is less towards this CH2. Again it is decreasing towards this CH2, and then it is decreases. As the chain increases, what happens? This inductive effect is decreases. You can also see the expression of these image or of these cartoon characters here. With this first cartoon character, if you consider, this is experiencing more effect, okay, or more strength. Then if you consider this last person here, it is more happy as compared to this, because it is not experiencing any type of effect of this tug of war. Okay. So this is nothing but the inductive effect and its properties. Then there are different types of inductive effect. One is positive electronegative effect, that is electron donating inductive effect, that is plus I effect, and other is electron withdrawing inductive effect, that is minus I effect. So let us see one by one in details. So this is the important note for you, that plus I effect and minus I effect are present in one molecule. If you explain the one molecule, then plus I effect and minus I effect are observed in single molecule or in one molecule. You can only highlight one molecule or one element which is showing that particular effect. Okay. Then now consider this electron donating inductive effect, that is plus I effect. So if you consider this CH3Cl and the bond between them, if you consider the polarity, so what happens? This carbon is more electropositive as compared to chlorine. That's why it is having delta positive charge, and this chlorine is having delta negative charge. So because of this, what happens? This electron negative element is attracting electrons towards itself from this bond. So electrons are pulled towards the chlorine, but here I am depicting that this CH3 is donating the electrons. That's why plus I effect is shown by this CH3 group. So here this is electron donating atom, that is donation of electrons can be takes place by this CH3 group to this Cl. That's why it is electron donating group, that is methyl group is electron donating, and it is showing the plus I effect. Similarly, if you consider the same example for electron withdrawing inductive effect, then minus I effect, you can say that this CH3Cl atom, again there is a polarity, delta positive and delta negative charges are there, and the bond between them. And if you consider this chlorine, this chlorine is abstracting electrons or attracting or withdrawing electrons towards itself from this CH3 group. Now I am focusing on this chlorine because I am explaining the minus I effect. So this minus I effect can be shown by this chlorine. and because of this it is withdrawing the electrons from the CH3 group. So that's why the chlorine is electron withdrawing group, shows -I effect. Then so these are the applications of this inductive effect. So where do you see the inductive effect? So inductive effect can be observed in the stability of carbocation and carbanions or carbon anions, carbonium. You can say they are the intermediates. Okay, so there are different carbocations. If you see here, methyl carbocation, then primary carbocation, secondary and tertiary carbocation is there. So these carbocations are having different stability because of this inductive effect. If you see here, this primary carbon or primary carbocation is attached to the one carbon atom or one methyl group. This one methyl group is donating electrons to this carbocation. Then here two methyl groups are there, they are donating electrons to this carbocation, and here three electron donating groups are there, that is three methyl groups are there, they are donating electrons to the central carbocation. That's why what happens, if carbocation is stabilized by electron donating group, then what happens, it is stabilizing this carbocation or positive charge. So here two carbon atoms are stabilizing this, and here three carbon atoms are stabilizing this positive charge. So if you consider the if you consider the stability of the carbocation here, this primary carbocation is more stable as compared to this methyl carbocation. Then this is more as compared to secondary, and this tertiary carbocation is more stable as compared to the secondary carbocation. So this is the stability order of this carbocation, that is tertiary carbocation is more stable as compared to secondary, as compared to primary, and as compared to methyl carbocation. Then if you consider the carbanion group, so carbanion, the stability order is exactly reverse. How? Because in carbanion what happens, carbon is having negative charge, and this negative charge, if you consider this carbon atom having negative charge, then this carbon is again donating the electrons. What happens? Negatively charged to the negatively charged carbon atom, if carbon is giving again electrons, what happens? The stability is decreases. So this stability order of this carbanion is exactly reverse to that of the carbocation. So what is this stability order? Methyl carbanion is more stable as compared to primary, that is stable as compared to secondary, and that is stable as compared to tertiary carbanion. So this is about the stability order of carbocation and carbanion. Then if you consider the strength of carboxylic acids, so this question may be asked or sometime asked in the examination, that acetic acid is weaker acid as compared to formic acid. So this can be explained with the help of this inductive effect. So how? So these are the structures of this carboxylic acid. This is formic acid. This COH group carboxylic acid is attached to the hydrogen atom. Then in acetic acid, COH is attached to the CH3 group, and here in propanoic acid, it is attached to the CH2-CH3 group. So what happens here? If you consider the electron donating nature of this methyl group, so what happens? This methyl is donating electrons to this carbon or COH group. So what happens? If electrons are donated to the COH group, so what happens? The bond between this O and H is strengthened. So strength of this bond is increases, and hence it is weak acid. So what is strong acid? The strong acid is nothing but the acid which donates hydrogen ions easily. So that is strong acid. So here what happens? As the CH3 group is donating the electrons, so what happens here? The OH bond becomes strong, and these hydrogen atoms cannot be given easily. So if you consider this propanoic acid, there are two methyl groups are there. They are donating the electrons to the COH group, and hence it becomes again more stronger bond between this O and H, and hence this, as this bond becomes strong, the acid becomes weak. So here, if you consider the strength of these carboxylic acids, this formic acid is more stronger as compared to acetic acid, as compared to propanoic acid. So this is the weakest acid. If you consider, this is more stronger and this is again more stronger. Okay. So if you consider the strength of amines, amines are the bases. So these amines are nothing but the organic bases. So this stability of this or the strength of this bases can be explained with the help of inductive effect. So how? So if you consider this methylamine, CH3 group is electron donating group to this nitrogen. So this, what happens? If electrons are donated to this nitrogen atom, what happens? The strength of electrons or the cloud of electrons again becomes more. So it becomes more electronegative and hence become more basic in nature. Then if you consider the dimethylamine, two methyl groups are there. They are donating electrons to the central nitrogen atom, and hence what happens? The negative charge on these nitrogen atoms become more stronger, and hence it becomes more basic. Similarly, if you consider this trimethylamine, three methyl groups are there. They are donating electrons to this nitrogen atom, and hence this nitrogen becomes again more basic in nature, or again more electrons are there for this nitrogen atom and it becomes more basic. So if you consider this strength of amines according to the inductive effect, this trimethylamine is more basic as compared to dimethyl and as compared to methylamine, and that is as compared to the ammonia. But because of this steric hindrance and all that factors and solubility factors, the basicity order of these amines is secondary amines are more basic as compared to tertiary, and that is compared to primary amines. So this is about the inductive effect that we have learned in this lecture, that is inductive effect, its types and the applications of inductive effect. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you.